Russell Wilson and his arrival in the city of Pittsburgh has meant absolutely everything. Russell Wilson has taken the Pittsburgh Steelers and sent them into a different stratosphere offensively. And quite frankly, it's rubbing off on the whole damn football team. Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports here on a Tuesday, everybody. I wanted to talk about it here on a Tuesday. Talk about the way Russell Wilson has absolutely changed this Pittsburgh Steelers franchise for the better. Has absolutely taken a team that had to, back into the playoffs, need help to get into the playoffs, get beat up and rely on defense and barely be able to put up any points, to a team that can win any way you want them to. A team in which they will claw, scratch, and fight every single game to manufacture a win. And Russell Wilson has brought that to the Steelers. He's brought the ability to win in a shootout. He's brought the ability to dink and dunk it down the field and move the football and get into Chris Boswell range and allow Chris to score 18 points. He's brought that ability. He's brought the ability that the Steelers never crumble under any circumstance, no matter if they fall behind in a football game. He understands how to stay calm and use his veteran leadership to keep the rest of the team calm, to keep this train moving and telling this team, you just got to keep fighting. Things will work out the way they are supposed to work out. Big plays will happen. The ball finds good players. And you see it week in and week out. Russell Wilson having that extreme level of confidence that brings this Pittsburgh Steelers team to the forefront of the NFL. They are one of the conference's best, one of the league's best 5-6 teams, in my opinion. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers have an excellent chance to do some very special things here in the back half of the season. I think that they will continue to dominate the AFC North like they have since 2020. At least that's far back as my research has went here. I didn't bother going back any further. But I think that they can handle the Ravens. We've watched that happen. I think they can handle, yes, the Browns. They'll get the redemption this Sunday in Week 14. They can keep up with the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow. Probably one of the best quarterbacks, top 2, top 3 quarterback in the league. But Russell Wilson is no slouch. He, right now, is playing like one of those top 3, top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. Yes, that's true. Russell Wilson is that guy right now. And the Steelers know it. And the Steelers understood that when they totally blew up that quarterback room in the offseason. And they brought in 3 different guys, Kyle Allen, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, totally revamping that quarterback room for the better. And Russell Wilson has changed this room for the better. He has meant absolutely everything to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I would be remiss. Justin Fields is a major key to this cog. A major piece to this puzzle, and the Steelers would not be 9-3 without Justin Fields and his play and his ability to get better this year. His ability to work on his craft and step up into that veteran role and step up into that quarterback role each and every week to get to the Steelers, get the Steelers to 4-2 before Russell came back into the fold. And when Mike Tomlin made that change, I was against it because I don't like to disrupt chemistry. But I was wrong. That was a good move by Mike Tomlin, bringing Russell Wilson in. He knew what he had in Russ. I'm not there every day to see Russ in practice. I'm not there every day to see Russ in the building. So, Mike should know better than us. But, hey, I was still worried about it because I thought Justin deserved to continue to play. He was earning that spot. He was doing the things necessary to win. But when Russell Wilson came in, he showed you yet again what you saw last year with Mason Rudolph. What real big-time NFL quarterback play can do for a good franchise. And that is exactly what you're getting to see now with Russell Wilson. One loss under Russell Wilson in his time starting. One loss so far. And they've put up some points. They've had games to where they've not scored a touchdown. But you know what they do each and every week? They fight the veteran leadership of Russell Wilson to keep that offense calm. They find ways to win, guys. And that's what Russell Wilson has brought to the Pittsburgh Steelers. You find ways to win. It's not always on the defense. And it's even taken Mike Tomlin a little bit of time to understand that. And I think he still hasn't fully understood it yet. And I think it's going to be really hard for anything to change his mindset about defensive football and leaning on them to win every game. I think it takes time to change that. But Mike has got a guy in Russell Wilson now that you could take a shot late in the game and know, hey, I got extreme confidence that this might end this game, and we won't have to put the defense on the field in a high-pressure moment. Maybe Russ can take some of that pressure away from the defense, and that's the facts. If Russell Wilson is able to complete and make these throws and get these first downs, and even Justin coming in and getting a first down here and there, I think that slowly starts to make Mike Tomlin more comfortable in not always trying to just say, hey, man, don't make a mistake. Just let the defense win it. I think Mike is starting to realize that you can win it with offensive football also, and that's what you have to do in today's NFL. And that's what Russell Wilson has brought to this team. A real NFL offense. An offense in which spreads the ball around to 10 different receivers. Look at guys that are coming alive like a Ben Skoranek. A guy that you never ever freaking heard of. All of a sudden, blocking super well in the pass game and the run game. Playing awesome special teams. Coming up with a catch here and there. Big time. You've never heard of him. Ever. And then all of a sudden you're like saying to yourself, well, they didn't even use Mike Williams and Connor Hayward in Cincinnati, but yet they spread the ball around the 10 different targets in the pass game. That should get you excited because you know Connor can score. You know Connor can get it done. You know Mike Williams can get it done. He won a game in Washington with a monster catch that was really challenging to make. Starting out over his right shoulder, having to readjust and come back over his left shoulder to make that catch and win the game. The concentration needed for that catch was absolutely enormous. And everybody wonders where he's been since. You've not seen him. He's been in the game, but you've not seen targets. It will come. Mike Williams will make another play in this season. When you're spreading the ball around the 10 different targets, everybody doesn't get a ball each game. It just doesn't happen. That's just the way it goes. And if you were Russell Wilson and you got 12 different weapons that you can use, well, wow, that's special. That's special. That's not to count guys that are even hurt that are still going to be good next year, like a Roman Wilson. Things are looking up, guys, and Russell Wilson has absolutely changed the fortunes of the Pittsburgh Steelers for the good. He has absolutely taken this franchise to the 1,000% next level. Russell Wilson has done wonders for this franchise, and it was probably the most significant move besides Deshaun Elliott in the offseason to bring Russell Wilson in. It was probably the most significant move, period. Deshaun Elliott ranks up there for me because I feel like he's such a contributor on defense. He had 11 tackles last week in Cincinnati. A guy that's made so many plays this year. But Russell Wilson, playing the most important position on the field, has absolutely changed this Steelers team for the good, man. And we can't overlook it. We can't overlook it here on a Tuesday. And we have to say it, and he deserves it. For as many times as he's been beat up over the last several seasons when he was with Denver. Here in Pittsburgh, when he had the game where he threw no touchdowns against Baltimore, but they won. Everybody calling him washed up and just bad. When he had the calf injury, everybody leaving him out saying he's done and washed. Russell Wilson deserves the praise. He deserves the credit. Russell Wilson has been the absolute X factor for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024, and he will continue to be as long as health remains on his side. Russell Wilson will continue to guide this football team, and the sky's the limit. And are the Pittsburgh Steelers actual real-life contenders for a Super Bowl title? Abso-freaking-lutely. There's 3 teams right now in the AFC that I could say will represent the AFC, I believe in New Orleans this year maybe, for the Super Bowl, that will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. And that's the Chiefs, Bills, and Steelers. One of those 3 teams will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. You heard it here first. I'm telling you now that one of those 3 teams will represent the AFC It seems like the Bills' year, but I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are getting hot and looking nasty at the right time, and that's exactly what you want. And this franchise has a history of knowing when to get hot at the exact right time, and this isn't no fluke. This isn't no luck. They know what they're doing when it comes time to chase the Lombardi Trophy. All right, guys, we're going to jump off of here. Again, thank you for joining me on a Tuesday. Appreciate it so very much. Thank you for joining us each and every week. We will be back live tonight. I appreciate you watching. Maybe about 7 p.m. Let's try 7 p.m. tonight. We'll see how that works. If not, we'll go back to after 8 here tonight. I'll see. I'll let you know if I have to pick up my son from work. That kind of dictates whether I'll do it a little earlier or a little later. So, pay attention to the community section. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We are only 10 subscribers away from hitting 3,700, and that will bring us to, we'll be almost to that 4,000 goal, guys, so we won't need more, or much more. We'll just need about 300 more people, and we'll be ready to roll, man. Or maybe we're about 3,800. I don't know. I have to check, but I thought it was like 200 and some that we needed. So we don't need many, a few hundred. So spread the show, man. Share, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And that will help us send out through the YouTube algorithm and bring more people into our community and talk football each and every single day. So until tonight, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace, my friends. See you on the next one.